A great transformation is moving toward you, and I am speaking to you now so that your heart will no longer remain closed to what has been prepared for a very long time. This is not a passing disturbance that will disappear like wind brushing across the surface of the water. It is a turning point capable of touching the way you think, choose, love, and see yourself. There were things you once prayed for until you became weary, and then gradually stopped mentioning because you were afraid of being disappointed one more time. Yet your silence did not cause me to forget those sincere desires. Even when you no longer had the strength to name what you were waiting for, I still understood the deep longing hidden beneath your ordinary days. Now, quiet your heart, not in fear that you might lose the blessing, but in the peace of one who knows that what belongs to them will arrive at the appointed time, and that no force can take it from my hand. What is about to unfold will not appear only in the form of a single opportunity. I am arranging many things that seem unrelated so that they may meet at the right moment, like streams from different places quietly joining to become a great river. One encounter may lead you toward a new direction. One small decision may release you from years of stagnation. A door that was once firmly closed may suddenly open when you have become mature enough to walk through it without losing yourself. You saw blocked paths and believed that all hope had ended. But I want you to understand that those closures were sometimes the way I protected you from entering too soon. Some places appear beautiful from a distance, but if you arrive while your heart is still vulnerable, they will cause you to lose your way. Therefore, I am not only preparing the door, I am also preparing you to become the person who can walk through it with awareness, humility, and steadfastness. During the days when you believed nothing was changing, much was being accomplished beyond what your eyes could see. I taught you patience when the answer had not yet appeared, faithfulness when no one acknowledged you, and gentleness even after you had been treated unjustly. These lessons did not appear glorious, but they became the foundation of your new season. Had I given you something great while you were not inwardly prepared, the very thing you desired might have become a burden. For this reason, I strengthened your discernment, enlarged your endurance, and helped you understand that true worth is not found in being noticed by everyone. You matured in rooms where there was no applause. You learned to rise on mornings when no one knew how deeply you had suffered the night before. Not one quiet effort has been wasted, because every one of them has contributed to forming the person your coming season will require. I know there were times when you gave so much and received only indifference in return. You tried to preserve relationships that only you were nurturing, carried heavy responsibilities that few understood, and continued moving forward even when your heart had been emptied. There were days when you wondered whether your faithfulness had any meaning, whether the good you did would ever be seen, or whether you were simply wearing yourself down in a journey that offered no response. My beloved child, I saw it all. I saw even the things you never told anyone, the moments when you swallowed your tears so that others could remain at peace, and the times when you had to encourage yourself because no one remained beside you to offer a strengthening word. Yet, I do not want you to continue living by giving until you forget yourself. The new season will not only bring restoration, it will also teach you how to receive, how to rest, and how to allow sincere people to come near and care for you. What you once called delay was actually protecting you from many hasty decisions. Had everything you asked for arrived immediately, you might have bound yourself to people who lacked sincerity, entered places that did not belong to you, or exchanged your peace for empty success. Now you have learned to distinguish between what excites you for a moment and what nourishes lasting peace. You are no longer easily swept away by beautiful promises without a foundation. Nor do you feel compelled to prove your worth by pursuing every opportunity that appears. This maturity is evidence that you are more prepared than before. When goodness comes, you will not grasp it with frightened hands, always afraid that it may disappear. You will receive it with gratitude, preserve it with wisdom, and use it to bring greater light into the lives around you. Therefore, do not be surprised if some things begin to happen faster than you expected. What has been quietly prepared over a long period may manifest within a short space of time. An unexpected conversation, an invitation you never imagined, an idea that suddenly becomes clear, or a shift in circumstances may cause you to realize that you have entered a new stage. Even so, you do not need to chase every movement because you are afraid of missing something. What I give you will never require you to betray your peace in order to keep it. Observe carefully, take time to consider, and do not allow outward brilliance to make you forget the principles built within you through many trials. You do not need to be hurried, you only need to remain awake. When the right path opens, there will be clarity within you, not chaos, forcing you to decide in fear. The season of visible change will also require you to release the old way you have viewed yourself. You are no longer the powerless person standing outside closed doors, nor are you the one who is always left behind while others move forward. Your past experiences may have caused you to believe that you were unfortunate, not capable enough, or unworthy of being chosen. I want you to lay those definitions down. They were formed by pain, not by truth. You passed through difficult days and still preserved kindness. You endured repeated disappointment and still continued to hope. You had to begin again, but you never allowed failure to become your name. These are not signs of weakness. They are evidence of a quiet strength refined over time. A strength that does not need noise in order to prove its existence. Let what is approaching find you prepared, but not tense. Expectant, but not demanding. Put in order the things that are weighing upon your mind. Complete unfinished responsibilities and make room for what is new to enter. Forgive yourself for the times you made wrong choices before you had enough understanding. Release connections that continually lead you back into old pain. Stop trying to reopen doors that have closed simply because you are afraid of the emptiness ahead. I did not lead you out of the old place to abandon you halfway. I brought you out because there is a wider place before you, where the qualities you have faithfully cultivated will be used rightly. You do not need to know every detail in order to trust. Sometimes the light is only enough to illuminate the next step, but every faithful step will bring you where you need to be. When the first results begin to appear, keep your heart humble. Do not look back at those who doubted you in order to seek satisfaction, and do not use new achievements as proof that you are above anyone else. A true blessing does not make the heart proud. It makes you more grateful and more gentle toward those who are still waiting. What I give you is not only meant to heal the lack of the past, but also to make you a source of strength for others. When you possess peace, bring peace into places of confusion. When you receive an opportunity, remember the person who needs an open door. When your voice is heard, use it to heal rather than condemn. In this way, the goodness that comes to you will not end with you. but will continue spreading like gentle light throughout a room that was once dark. My beloved child, your season of waiting is drawing near to its meeting place with the answer. But the greatest answer is not found only in what will appear around you. It is also found in your final recognition of who you have become through all those years. You were not forgotten in the silence, nor were you restrained without purpose. You were prepared, protected, and guided through roads that you are only now beginning to understand. Continue with clear eyes and a peaceful heart. Do not allow old disappointments to make you doubt the goodness that is coming. And do not allow the fear of loss to keep you from receiving. I am with you in every stage of this transformation. And what is moving toward you will not come to overwhelm you, but to confirm that every act of perseverance, every tear, and every time you chose to rise again, has helped open the way to a beginning worthy of you. I chose you with a complete intention, and what will astonish you is the realization that no part of your presence in this world has ever been accidental. You were not placed upon the earth as a meaningless point among countless movements, nor are you a story that was written hastily and then forgotten. From the gentleness you carry, the sensitivity that causes you to feel things deeply, and the perseverance that has repeatedly kept you standing in the midst of storms, everything contains a purpose. Even what you once considered a flaw is being used by me to create understanding, compassion, and the ability to support others. You have often looked at your difficulties and wondered why you had to endure so many trials. But I want you to understand that they were never permitted to destroy you. They helped refine depth within you so that you could carry greater responsibility without losing humility, while preparing you to enter an identity more mature than anything you once imagined. There were seasons when you felt that your life was moving too slowly, as though every door remained silent and every prayer disappeared into an empty space without an answer. You watched others advance while you seemed to remain in a familiar place, facing the same old questions and limitations that had not yet been removed. During those days, it was easy for you to believe that you had been left behind or that your time would never come. But beneath the surface that appeared so still, I never stopped working. I was rearranging things you could not see, softening places that had become hardened by pain, and preventing you from entering paths that appeared attractive but would have drawn you away from your true calling. There were opportunities you regretted missing, but had they belonged to you at that time, they might have exhausted you or caused you to exchange your peace for something that could not endure. I did not delay you in order to make you suffer. I held you back so that you would not enter a place where your inner preparation was not yet strong enough to support what awaited you outwardly. Now the mist that once covered your vision is beginning to lift. You will begin to understand why certain people had to leave your journey, why certain plans could not continue, and why paths you desperately desired closed before your eyes. Clarity will not come like a deafening sound that overwhelms you, but like morning light slowly filling a darkened room. Your thoughts will begin to fall into order, and the things that once confused you will no longer have enough power to control you. You will stop seeking answers through the approval of others. Stop measuring your worth by the speed of success, and stop viewing delay as evidence of failure. When you learn to see through the discernment I am giving you, you will recognize that many things that looked like loss were actually release. Many rejections were protective boundaries, and many silences were places where I taught you to hear the calling growing within you more clearly. Your true identity is not found in the number of times you have been praised, but in the way you rose after days when you believed you had no strength left. You walked roads that not everyone could understand, continued sowing hope while you were still waiting for your own answer, and chose to remain kind even after being treated unfairly. This is not weakness. It is evidence of strength refined through testing. You do not need to become cold in order to prove that you are strong. Nor do you need to hide your emotions in order to be considered resilient. Your strength is found in your ability to feel deeply without allowing pain to turn you bitter. It is found in the way you can weep and still continue, become weary and still refuse to abandon what is right, or be misunderstood without surrendering your dignity. I have placed within you a light that is not easily extinguished, and that light will help you enter places where others have lost hope, bringing peace through sincere presence rather than through beautiful words alone. I know there were people who looked at you superficially and failed to recognize the deep value you carried. They may have used words that caused you to doubt yourself, compared you with others, or made you feel that you had to become someone different in order to deserve love. More painfully, there were times when you believed them and allowed their voices to become louder than what I had been quietly reminding you. You began to make your dreams smaller, diminish your abilities, and walk as though you needed the world's permission to exist. But that season is ending. I am restoring your vision so that you can see yourself with fairness, gentleness, and truth. You are not the labels others placed upon you. You are not your past mistakes or the times when you lacked the courage to choose rightly. You are a person being renewed each day, learning through every experience, and becoming steadier each time you rise. When the way you see yourself is healed, your choices will begin to change. You will no longer enter a room afraid that you are less than those who are there. You will no longer accept disrespect simply because you fear being abandoned. Nor will you need to please everyone in order to feel secure. Your decisions will become clearer because they will no longer be born from the fear of loss, but from an understanding of your own worth and responsibility. You will know what must be held, what must be released, and what needs more time to be observed. The confidence I am nurturing within you is not pride. It is the peace of one who no longer needs applause to prove their value. You will still listen to counsel, but you will no longer allow every opinion to control your direction. You will still love, but you will understand how to establish boundaries that protect what is good. You will still serve, but you will not use unwise sacrifice to purchase anyone's affection. Remember that your purpose does not necessarily begin in one glorious moment. It often begins through small things done with sincerity, through the way you treat those who are vulnerable, the way you keep your word when no one is watching, and the way you continue doing what is right before you can see the result. I am not only preparing you for a position, I am preparing you to become a person who can remain steady within that position. If I gave you influence without maturity, that influence might lead you astray. If I placed great things in your hands while you still depended upon approval, you might use them to fill an emptiness instead of fulfilling their purpose. Therefore, the quiet seasons taught you patience, integrity, and the ability to find joy even when no one saw your effort. Those lessons will become the foundation that keeps you steady when larger doors begin to open. I also want you to stop seeing yourself as lost simply because you do not know the entire journey ahead. Those who are being led are not always shown every turning point from the beginning. Sometimes you are given only enough light for the next step. Because if you saw everything that awaited you, you might become afraid before you even began. Trust the guidance that comes day by day. When something no longer brings peace, stop and examine it. When a path requires you to betray your values, have enough courage to turn away. When an opportunity forces you to live in continual confusion, do not call it a blessing merely because its appearance is beautiful. What belongs to your purpose may require effort, but it will not demand that you lose yourself. I will use peace, discernment, and consistent signs to help you recognize the right direction. Therefore, do not call yourself ordinary any longer. Do not consider sensitivity a burden, for through it you recognize what others overlook. Do not view your stumbles as evidence that you are incapable, because they taught you to walk more carefully. Do not consider the slower years wasted time, because it was there that you learned how to endure without attention, work without demanding immediate reward, and preserve hope before circumstances changed. All these things are coming together to form a person who can carry light without pride, receive responsibility without fear, and support others without losing their own peace. You are not present in this world by accident, and you have never had to walk alone. I was beside you in moments when you believed no one understood. I protected you from dangers you did not recognize and called you to rise whenever disappointment tried to keep you down. I will continue guiding you through every decision, but you must also respond with courageous action. Live as one who knows they were chosen to carry goodness, not as one who constantly fears being forgotten. Walk in humility, but do not make yourself small. Keep your heart tender, but do not place control of your life into the hands of people who do not value you. Be patient with the process, because you are becoming the person capable of preserving what I am about to give you. When you truly see yourself through my light, you will understand that you never lacked value. You were simply being led toward the time when you would be mature enough to recognize it, receive it, and live fully within it. I tell you to sit down and keep your heart steady, because what is moving toward you may feel overwhelming if you are not prepared to receive it with peace. The changes that are about to appear may not come slowly as you have been accustomed to seeing. Several things may open almost at the same time, an answer you have been waiting for, an encounter you never expected, a door you believed was firmly locked, and restoration in the very place where you once stopped hoping. You will begin to recognize that the scattered details of your journey were never meaningless. The delays, the separations, and the long months without visible signs were all leading you toward a point of convergence. When that moment comes, you will understand why I did not permit everything to happen earlier, and why you needed to travel a long road in order to become calm enough, discerning enough, and mature enough to receive what is being given. Do not call what is about to happen luck, because luck cannot arrange so many things to fit together in such a precise order. Do not call it coincidence, because coincidence cannot answer the exact questions you have silently carried in your heart for so long. What you are about to witness is the moment when my arrangement meets your perseverance. You kept moving when many would have stopped. You preserved a small flame of hope during days when nothing suggested that your hope was reasonable. You awakened, did what needed to be done, and tried to keep your heart from becoming hardened, even while facing disappointment again and again. That perseverance built a foundation within you that your eyes could not see. Now what has been quietly growing in the darkness is preparing to rise into the light. And you will recognize that not one of your tears was forgotten. Yet you must understand that a great change brings not only joy, it also reveals how you will manage what you receive. When opportunity appears, you will need to choose between courage and the old habit of making yourself small. When a door opens wider than you ever imagined, you will have to decide whether you will walk through it or return to what is familiar, simply because familiarity feels safe. Some decisions ahead cannot be made through your former fears, because what I am leading you into requires a new level of awareness. You cannot carry the mindset of lack into a season of expansion and still expect to remain at peace. Neither can you continue doubting your worth when I am placing you in positions that require you to stand upright. Speak clearly and accept responsibility. A blessing is not only something that arrives to make you happy. Sometimes it is an invitation into deeper discipline, maturity, and faithfulness. I am not saying these things to make you anxious, but so that you will not enter the new season unprepared. You once carried burdens beyond your strength while feeling completely alone. And there were nights when you believed no one understood how hard you were trying simply not to collapse. There were times when you smiled before others, while inwardly you were almost empty. There were moments when you had to tell yourself to endure one more day, even though you did not know whether tomorrow would be any different. But even when you could not feel my presence, I was there. I kept your mind from sinking into despair, placed endurance within you that you did not know you possessed, and guided you through darkness, through small signs, a word of encouragement at the right moment, an unexpected idea, or calmness appearing in the middle of confusion. You believed you were merely trying to survive, but in truth, you were being trained to carry greater responsibility. The strength you possess today did not appear overnight. It was formed through the times you were wounded, but chose not to become bitter. Through the moments when you failed, but rose to learn how to walk again. And through the seasons when you did what was right, even though no one saw. Every trial enlarged your endurance. But I did not train you merely so that you would continue enduring forever. I trained you so that you could preserve peace when goodness begins arriving quickly. Not everyone knows how to receive what they once prayed for. Some lose themselves when they are given more. Some become hasty, proud, or careless because they never learned how to keep their hearts steady. But you were taught through waiting. You learned the value of every opportunity, the meaning of gratitude, and the necessity of not treating lightly what has been entrusted to you. Therefore, when something new appears, receive it with joy, but also with awareness. I am touching places in your life that you once believed had been lost forever. Some relationships will be healed, but they will not necessarily return to what they were before. Because I do not restore you merely so that you can repeat old patterns. I restore by bringing sincerity, healthy boundaries, and respect that were previously absent. Some opportunities you believed had passed will return in a better form. When you are discerning enough to recognize their true value, the peace you once searched for in people, circumstances, and outcomes will gradually be restored to its rightful place within you. You will no longer be easily shaken by one rejection or delay, because you will know that what is right for you cannot be taken away by one unfavorable moment. What belongs to your journey will find its way to you at the appointed time. At first, These movements may be so small that you are tempted to dismiss them. A conversation may suddenly become more open. Someone who was silent may begin to respond. An idea you had set aside may unexpectedly become clear. A door may open just enough for you to see light on the other side. Do not despise those early signs, because great things do not always arrive with a loud sound. They often begin with a subtle change in the way you feel. A gentle prompting that causes you to do something you once feared, or an opportunity that appears ordinary but connects you to an entirely new road. Observe with discernment. Do not rush, but do not hesitate for too long either. When you recognize a direction carrying peace, clarity, and goodness, follow it with courage. What begins small may develop more quickly than you expect. So you must keep your mind from being scattered by things that no longer belong in your new season. Do not return to old battles simply because they are familiar. Do not try to prove yourself to those who have already chosen not to recognize your worth. Do not spend your strength upon doors I have helped you close. You will need focus in order to manage what is approaching. And that focus can exist only when you know what deserves to remain close to you. Preserve humility when you are elevated, gratitude when you are given an opportunity, and gentleness even when you possess more choices than before. The new season is not intended to help you take revenge upon the past, but to reveal that what you endured could not turn you into a cold person. Therefore, my beloved child, stand firmly without becoming tense. Be prepared without trying to control every detail. You do not need to run and search for what I am guiding toward you, because when the time is ripe, you will recognize it through a clarity that cannot be mistaken. Continue doing well with the work before you. Continue caring for your inner life. Continue choosing truth instead of fear. When the doors begin to open, remember that you did not arrive there through your own strength alone. You were protected, trained, and guided through every season so that you could stand in this exact moment. What is coming is not meant to overwhelm you until you lose direction, but to show you that your years of perseverance were never without meaning. I have prepared you for this expansion. And when the small things begin to grow before your eyes, walk with them with a clear heart, an awakened spirit, and unwavering trust that I remain beside you through every stage of transformation.